Alright, be nice with this drawing here. It's the best I could do. Um, this is actually something I saw over the weekend. I was in Cedar Rapids at the mall there, and they have a big fountain in the middle of the food court. And basically what we're looking at here, if you have to picture something, is we basically have a half circle, a half circle, a half circle, and a half circle. And they all have the same radius. Okay, if I didn't put that in there, it'd be pretty tough to figure out what it was. So I just put the numbers in there. The radius of all these half circles is 5. I want to figure out what's the distance around the outside of this fountain. And you know how you could use this in the context of a question would be, you could see how many bricks or something like that you would need to line the outside of this fountain with. But to do that, we'd have to find the distance around the outside of this fountain. So I want to find the distance around the outside of this fountain. A hint for you here would be to make a whole bunch of circles. Okay, if this is half a circle, make a whole circle. Just keep in mind that we don't want the whole circle when we're done. We're just going to want the outside part of it because we just want the perimeter. Same thing here. Same thing here, same thing here. Now, it's not a very good drawing, but just picture this all being perfectly orderly and perfectly uniform here. Okay, take some time. See if you can figure this out. Remember, all our radiuses are 5 to the middle of what we could make circles. Take some time. Get this copied down. Pause the video, and then see what you can come up with here. Alright, I am actually just going to do this with one of the circles because that's all we're going to need because they're all the same. I'm just going to draw this and see the best I can do here. That's not bad. That's not a great circle, but it's not terrible anyway. Okay, so we're going to have, if you can picture, 4 of these guys. Okay, and maybe I should just put them on here just for good measure here. Remember, they're all supposed to be about the same size. They're not, but they're all supposed to be about the same size. Remember, we just want the distance around the outside, and I said that these are all half circles sticking out here. So to find the circumference of one of these things, we want just the circumference of one. It's always good to start with the diameter because we know the circumference is 3 times bigger than the diameter. Okay, so I'm just going to extend this all the way out here, and I'm going to say instead of 5, that's the radius, all the way across would be 10. So now to find the diameter, I know that our formula for diameter, or our formula for circumference, is just diameter times pi. Okay, remember that pi we represent it as 3 because we know that the circumference is 3 times bigger than the diameter. So let's figure this out. If I insert the diameter of 10, my circumference is going to be 30, meaning that all the way around the outside of this circle is going to be 30. Now, keep in mind we only want half of that distance because the perimeter is just the outside. If we used 30, that would include this whole thing right here, which is not what we want. We just want the outside of it. So we need to do half of 30 just to get this part right here. Okay, so half of 30 is, of course, 15. So I know that this arc, or this distance around this part of it, is going to be 15. Now, if we look around the circle here, we don't have to do this calculation a lot more times because we know that all the circles are the same. So meaning that the distance around the outside of this one is 30, but we just want part of it, so that one's going to be 15. The distance around this one is 30. The circumference is 30 because this would also have a diameter of 10. 10 times pi, 10 times 3 is 30, but remember we only want half of it, so that one's going to be 15. And then up here the same deal, it's going to be 15 because we have 4 same circles here. Okay. Now all we have to do is figure out the complete distance around the outside. So if I start here and work my way, I'll just actually start here and work my way around. This would be 15, 30, 45, 60. So our perimeter here of this fountain is going to be 60, whatever unit of measure we're looking at here. And it's probably going to be 60 feet. Okay. Now another way to do that, probably more logically even, is if we know we have 4 of the exact same thing, we can just take one of them times it by 4. And if I did 15 times 4, 15 times 4 is also going to be 60. So the perimeter of this shape is going to be 60.